Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to set up Spring Boot project with JWT, and we will cover everything from setting up the project, connecting to the database, protect and secure REST API endpoint, and handling error. So without further ado, let's get started. So first let's go to Spring Initializer to generate the project. So let's go to start.spring.io and then select the build tool here. I use Gradle and Java as my programming language, and Spring version 3.5.3, and group name I keep the same, and I will change the project name to Authentication, and packaging as a jar and use Java 21. And in this part I can add dependency to develop the API, RESTful API. I need the Spring Web. So Spring Web. I add one more JPA for working with the database, and I need Liquibase migration for database migration, and Postgres driver to connect to the Postgres database, and one more I need Lombok to reduce the boilerplate in Java code. And next one, I need actuator for application health check. So let's review the generated code. Okay, here the dependency is look fine, so I click download now. Next, let's open the download folder, unzip it, and right click on build.gradle and open with IntelliJ. Okay, now we complete generate the getting start project. Let's review project structure a little bit. So click on build.gradle. In this file, we keep configuration and dependency. So in here, we can add more dependency if we need. And in this main, under the Java folder here, we can write all the Java file and all the business logic. And in this resource folder, we keep some Spring configuration, like in this application.property, and db change log here we can keep the database migration. So now let's write some code. So first I want to create the model. So create a package model and create one model class named user. So I will annotate this class with the entity annotation and with the table name user. So I will create this table later in the Postgres database. Next, I will add some field like private, long, ID, add, ID, and generate value. Here I will use the auto increment from Postgres database. So this strategy generation type dot identity and private string username, string password, and private set role enum as row. And this role is an array, and I want to store it as a JSON in Postgres database. So I need a notation add JDBC type code and SQL type dot JSON. Okay. Now let's create the role enum. We will create Java class and role enum type, and I will add admin and user. So now we complete creating a model. Next step, we will create the database migration and map with our model. So let's create the Liquibase file. So let's go to browser to search for the file name. Let's search for the Spring Boot common property and search for the Liquibase property. Liquibase, okay. Chain lock, okay. In here, the default property, the Liquibase migration will check for this file db chainlockmaster.yaml. So let's copy this one and go to IntelliJ, create this file in here, db chainlock. Okay. Now let's create the table. So let's go to browser and search for Liquibase MyAL. Okay. Let's copy some example. Okay. Copy this. So in here we need the ID and author name, whatever you want, and put here. Way code the and this one we don't need. And I will create the table user and column ID auto increment primary key nullable 4. Okay, and this one my column username, I put it 50, and I want another constraint unique true, and another field password also 50, and here is role I use as a JSON B. Okay. Now we create the table database migration in Liquibase. So next step, we will add config the data source in application.property. So in here we can go to the Spring common property again and search for data source .url. Okay, we can copy this data source .url. Okay, let's go back. Spring data source .url, spring data source username, and one more we need password. Password. Okay, good. Now we need a database to connect. So to up and running the database, the Postgres database, I need to run the Docker. So let's go to the browser and search for Postgres Docker Hub. So the first result, you will see the Postgres official image. Click on this one, and you will see the command to start the database. So in here, docker run. So I copy this one and go to my IntelliJ, open the terminal. Okay, and then I pass this command, and I need to expose the port in order to access from the database client. Dash P 5432 5432. Okay, let's run this command. Oh, okay, it have the last sign. I remove this one. Okay. Okay, let view in the Docker desktop. So here is our Postgres, and we can try to connect from our database client. So I have a database client called dbeaver. So I can press start. I can press connect to this database. So click on add and Postgres. Next, Postgres and the password. You can see from the command line. Here is the password. My secret password. Copy this one. Okay, let's test the connection. Okay, it connects successfully. So click OK and this. So now we have one database, Postgres, the default one. Okay, now let's run our application. So data source here, we need to write JWT colon Postgres // localhost port 45432 and / database name Postgres and username Postgres, and the password is here. So it should be fine now. Let's test our application. It works fine. So click on this one. Okay, now our application starts successfully. So let's view in the database client if the table has been created or not. So let's refresh this table. Okay, here the table user that we have write the Liquibase script to create, and it have 4 fields is correct. Okay, now we complete setting up database migration using Liquibase. Okay, let's close the application. Let's continue. Next step, let's create the repository. So create new package. Repository and one Java class user repository as an interface, and we need to extend JPA repository, and user entity is a user, and type primary key type is long, and we annotate with add repository string repository. Okay, so we will have one function in this repository. Okay, let's type return type optional user and name find by username, and final string username. Okay, now we create a Spring repository, user repository. Okay, let's close this. Next one, we will create service. So I create new package called service and call it user service, and annotate with add service notation. And in here, I add require auth constructor from Lombok to generate the constructor of this user service, and I need user repository here. I wait user repository with the final keyword. Okay, now let's create one user. So I will call public and return the user, and call function name create user, and we need the DTO, so let's create the DTO. Okay, DTO user DTO class, and annotate from Lombok data and all of constructor, no auth constructor. Let's add some property private string username private string password private set login role. Okay, that's our DTO. Let's put it in the parameter null user DTO. Okay. So we need to create a user null where user object equal new user, and we can set user dot. Oh, I need to annotate with data. Okay, let's come back. User dot set username from the DTO, get username, and user dot set password, DTO dot get password, and user dot set role, DTO dot get role, and return user repository dot save user. Okay, next, after create, we want to get the user back, so we will create another function public list user get all user, and return user repository dot find all. So now we complete create the service. So next one, we will create the root controller, and I will create another class user controller In here we annotate with add REST controller and add request mapping /API/user. Okay, and I need one package from I need one annotation from Lombok. We quite org constructor. Okay. So I can inject the user service in this controller. Private final user service here. So let's create a root. So public response entity user and function name create user. So it will need one request body and request body user DTO and return response entity dot OK user service dot create user DTO, and I need to annotate it with add post mapping. Okay, another one, we need to get all the user. So public response entity list user and name get all user, return response entity dot OK user service dot get all user, and annotate with get mapping. So now let's test our API. Run the program. Okay, now it's up and running and test the API. I'm using Postman to test the API. So let's create new request. So let's type http://localhost/8080/API/user. So it will return empty because the database is empty now. So next we will create one user. It is the post request. So it's the same URL but different method, and it need to pass the request body. So from raw JSON, in here I will add a username and call admin and password with the role okay, click send. Okay, it's success, and now let's get the result. Okay, now we get one user that we create at the moment, and we can see in the database as well. So in the data tab here, okay, we have one record, admin and role admin here. So now we complete the REST API implementation. Next step, I will show you how to add the validation. Okay, let's close this. And to add the validation, we need to add some annotation in this, like not blank. So I don't have the dependency for annotation yet, so I need to add the dependency. So we can go to the Spring initializer and add one more dependency called validation. Okay, explore. So here is the validation have been added, so we can click this one, go to our project and pass in the build.gradle. Okay, here and dissolve the dependency, and now we can use add not blank and add size min 1 max 50. This one not blank, size min 1 max 50, and in the row add not empty. Okay, now let's rerun the application. Okay, let's test our, I will blank the min. So here is the success. Why? Because I haven't add here. We need to add valid annotation. Okay. Now let's run the application. Okay, you see the error now. So bad request because username is blank. Now I put it back, admin 1 and password blank. Okay, still bad request, and put it back, admin 1. Okay, now it's success. So now we add the validation to our REST API. So next step, we will protect our endpoint. So we will create another package, new package security, and it be JWT util. So in order to work with JWT, we need to add more dependency. Let's go to browser, and again we can close this. We need to add Spring security. Okay. Explore and copy the Spring security here. Back to our project. Build.gradle and pass the Spring security. And we also need JSON Web Token. JSON Web Token Maven. Okay. JSON Web Token has moved to this, so click on this one, and we will copy this. We use Gradle and Groovy short format. Okay. Copy this back to our project and paste somewhere here, and another one from JWT as well. JWT implement. Okay. Do this. And another one. Back. Need rejection. Okay. Do this. So now we are ready to work on the JWT util. So I will annotate with the add component with private string secret key and private secret key. Here key, and the secret key here I will get from application.property. So I will add value annotation and I will add dot JWT.secret. Okay, so this I need to put it in the application.property. Next, add post construct to initialize the key. Make void init and key here equal this dot key equal key dot hmark for key decoder dot base64 dot decode. Okay, secret key. Now let's create a util function. Click string generate token string username and set of role. Okay, in this function return JWT-based builder subject username as a subject and not claim here we will put role dot string map enum name dot collect to set. Okay, issue add new date system dot current millisecond. Okay, issue now dot expiration new date system dot current millisecond plus multiplied by 60, so it will be expired in 1 hour. So next dot sandwich key dot compact. Okay, now we complete the JWT token util. Next one, we need to get the payload public claim get JWT payload, and we need to get by the token. Okay, return JWT-based dot answer dot verify with key dot here dot consign claim token get payload. So we need to wrap it with the try catch in case error. If IntelliJ, we can add close and collect, and in here we will return null if error happen. Return null. Okay, that's it for JWT util. Next step, we will create the JWT filter. So add new Java class JWT filter. So in this, we annotate with add component and require constructor and with private final JWT util. Okay, and we need to extend from one per request filter and implement the method get the authorization header final one auth header equal request dot get header authorization. If auth header not equal now, and auth header dot start with period so we will get the token by substring final và JWT equal auth header dot substring 7 final và we get the claim EMS equal JWT util dot get JWT payload by passing the JWT token. Next, if claim not equal null, and we will get the role and role equal claim dot get by object key. The object key that we used in this JWT util is row. Okay, copy this row dot to string. Next, we need to get the authority, where authority equal array dot string. Okay, row split and command dot map to simple granularity constructor dot collect to set. Okay, now we need to set the authentication to the security contact holder. So final var authentication equal new user name password authentication token. So we will get the subject claim that get subject, and now here for the credential and authority at the end. Okay, now we set this security contact holder dot get contact dot set authentication with authentication. Then we do filter chain dot do filter request response. So now we complete the JWT filter. So next step, we will create the security configuration. Let's close this. Okay, and create another package config, and I will add new Java class security config. So let's set up and configuration and enable web security and enable method security and require of constructor and private final JWT filter and next we create the security filter chain in public security filter chain http security http.csrf. Since we use JWT and didn't return the token through the cookie, so I will disable. We can disable this. So abstract http configure dot disable. And then we set session management session dot session creation policy session policy dot stateless. Okay, let add filter before, and in here we will JWT filter and before username password authentication filter class. Okay, then we need to authorization request request here. Okay, request matcher. For example, I will create the another API /user/login. I will commit all. Then I dot any request dot authenticate. Another request need to authenticate. Okay, now request here and then increase. And then okay. Then return HTTP security dot bill. Bill. Let's see, something wrong. Okay, so that's it. Now we can test our application. Let's execute the program. On this, I got the error. Let's see what's the error. JWT key. Oh, I'm missing the key. So the application, the property, I'm missing the JWT secret key. So let's generate the secret key. Generate base 64. 128. Okay. Release. Now let's run again. So it's working. Let's test the Postman. Get the user. So you got the error 403. So next let's create an API to log in to get the token. So let's close this, and create another controller. Call it public responsibility. Need another DTO, so let's create Java class token DTO and the time and all constructor and no all constructor private string token. Okay, then I need to return the token DTO login, and login here I need another login DTO. So let's create another one. Okay, DTO, create new Java class login DTO and notate with and we need private string username, private string password, and I need the validation not blank. Okay, now I can get add valid add request body login DTO. Okay, I need to create login function in the service. So move to the service. So let's create public token BTO login and final login BTO in BTO. Return user repository dot find by username BTO dot get username dot map user. Okay, and all throw new bad credential exception invalid user, and if username found, we need to compare if new decrypt password encoder dot match draw password dpo dot get password, and this one is user dot get password. If not match, statement throw new bad credential exception invalid credential. Okay, if password is valid, we go to generate the token. Then we will need private final JWT util. Okay, so we need to return new token BTO JWT util dot generate token from user dot get username and user dot get role. So now we complete the login function. Let's call it in the user controller. So return use response.entity.ok user service dot login BTO, and I will add annotation post mapping with /login. Okay, now before we going to test, we need to change the user service as well. Need to change the password. So to new decrypt password encoder dot encode BTO dot password. Okay, now let's test the application. Close this. Okay. Now it's successful run. So we cannot create the user since the API is protected. So I need to create another user because our previous user, the password is not encoded, so it's not matched. So let me allow this URL to work without authentication. Let's go back to project, and in this add another commit first mature post and /API /user dot commit all. So let's run. Okay, we come back and we will create another user role user. Okay. It has some error, so let's see what is the error. So the error is the value is too long for character type. Since we set the password to 50 and we encode it, it will reach the maximum. So let's update the database. So let's go to property and change the password to 1 and save. Okay, let's test again. Okay, now we success create a user. So now let's test the login API. Oh, we need to remove the permit. Okay, let's do this line. Run. So let's call this again. So it will error. That's correct. And we need to call the login to get the token. And then post not token login in body because body username user and password user. Okay, let's log in. So here we get the token. So let's choose this token in the header. So let's call get user. So it's forbidden. So now let's attach it to the barrier token. Okay. See it. Okay. Send. Now we get the data. Okay. Now we complete setting up JWT security in Spring Boot. But as you can see, when the error, you didn't get any message. So we will enhance this by using security problem support. So now let's add it to our project. Go back and stop this. And we need another dependency called Zalando. Let's search it in the browser. And we'll put the link in the description. So the program Spring Web Starter, and click on this and add to our project in Gradle. Okay. Now resolve the dependency. And next, we need to import to security config and add import security problem support class. Okay, now private funnel security problem support, and I need to add a exception handler. Exception handling. So exception and exception dot authentication entry point. Okay. Problem support. Number one dot access deny handler problem support. Okay, next I need to create another controller environment. So Java class, we call it exception handling. Exception handling. Okay, exception handling. Implement security advanced threat and problem handling, and annotate with a controller advice. So now let's run the program. Let's press again. Okay, so now you get the error message. Now that's all for Spring Boot authentication with JWT. I hope this video will help you out. And if you have any question, please leave in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.